Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for you today. And with the release of the Christmas seasonal, we had three new henchmen that were kind of snuck into the update as well. We have the red lanterns, the yellow lanterns, and the green lanterns. Took a few days for me to get this out because when they first dropped, they were a lot rarer. They increased the drop rate on them, I think on either Thursday or Friday. But when these dropped, like, oh, can you test the new henchman trinkets? And I go to the broker, and they're like $400 million, like $300 million each. I'm like, oh, okay. I think I'm going to wait a few days for this. But yeah, they became cheaper, and now they're much more reasonable prices. So let me hop over. I'm going to show you what they actually look like first, and then we'll jump to the spreadsheets. So looking at the spreadsheets, the only issue that I've run into is that these were previously tested at CR295 and some other ones are done at like CR308. It's a lot harder to get down to that CR now that we're now like 330, 331. So what I did was I went ahead and tested it at 330 and then all these trinkets and then like all my main trinkets again. I will retest all these probably in the next couple weeks, probably over the Christmas break just when I have some time. Because it does take a lot of time to do 65 trinkets or whatever, 3 parses each. So what I'll do is I'll test all those at current CR so we have a better idea. Because it's hard to relate to. Like when I say like, oh, the Shadow Bet does 300k damage, but that's at 295, where you're going to see way higher than 336k damage now. So it's just it can be a little bit confusing to players. So I will retest all those, but for the time being, I did do these at 3CR330, so it's a bit more current. So I didn't test them all, obviously, because that would take way too much time. I just took the best ones. So I took like the Beastie Morph, Sewer Backup, Hideout. Those are the top 3. Nothing else is really that close to them. Hideout and Modern are Rifle too, so that's why they're similar damage to Sewer and Modern. Sorry, Sewer and Hideout. So, and this is where they stand. So Cersei Beastie Morphs are still way higher than everything else. I talked about that when I covered them in the testing video. It is because of the Sonic Shout. They do Sonic Shout quite frequently, which is massive burst damage. It's the same reason why the Summer Event Trinket is so high in damage, because of it's not Sonic Shout, but it's a similar attack. So if the Cersei Beast Morphs, because they're melee, if they survive and don't die right away, like from a boss splash damage or something like that, yeah, those will always be the highest damage by far. Because they're melee based and they all do Sonic Shout quite frequently. And then the Sewer and Hideout, these are the rifle based, so they can be higher. It's just these are a bit more finicky because it all depends on how often they do Flamethrower. If they all spam Mortar, that's okay and they can survive at range and they do the best range damage because they won't be near the boss at all. But if they're up close, if they spam Flamethrower, then they can be just as high as Beastie Morphs. But it's really finicky for it to happen. It's something with the AI. It's maybe just because I'm doing on sparring targets, not in a raid. But Sewer and Hideout can be much higher. It just depends how often you do Flamethrower. But now talking about the red, green, and yellow lanterns, here's where they fall in here. So it's actually, they're the better looking lanterns, like just as you saw. They're the better looking henchmen. They got auras, they got the lantern hard light weapons. You know, they also do like ram, and fan, stuff like that, so they do hard light combos. So they actually are really nice looking, and they're actually good damage. All are similar to around 200k. Like I'm sure the yellow lanterns would, because this is a smaller sample size, it's only 3 parsers. So if you took this and spread it out over like, you know, 10, 15, 20, 100 parsers, I'm sure they would get much more closer in line because it's 190, 200, and 204, so they're all pretty close. But see, it's like that's 207 there, that was 207. Didn't see 200 with the yellow, so it could just be their attack pattern. But the very similar damage, all around 200k, which is still consistently better than the sewer and hideout. Because like I said, it's all dependent on flamethrower here, where these ones are going to do the same damage regardless each time. So there's no like up and down. And then I also did the space-based one because I didn't show that in a video itself because it just wasn't enough to cover just in one. But obviously you can see the space-based one is not worth it whatsoever. And the lanterns, I mean, technically they do 10% more damage in the seasonal, but not like it's going to really matter outside of the seasonal anyway. But as you said, red, green, yellow. I mean, there's a bug right now with a red one that pulls bosses. I didn't show that in footage because there's already fixed for it, so it's going to be fixed soon. But yeah, the lanterns are actually some decent henchmen, so definitely look to get those. Right now, currently, as the recording this video, they drop in all content off bosses. They have an increased drop chance to run now. I think now in the broker, they're like 70 or 80 mil a box. So basically, it's a box of 3. You get to pick which one you want. So if you want the red, if you want the green or the yellow, it's not RNG. You get to pick which one you want. So obviously red or green, or if you're a villain, you can pick yellow. It's up to you. So take care, guys. We'll see you in the next video.